Everyone
Warning.
wants to know.
This show is intended for
Oh, please.
entertainment
Come on,
purposes
just stop, Jay.
only. Nothing you hear on this
You
show
have to
should
play
be
this
taken
crap every
seriously. The show contains a high volume of satire,
Oh
sarcasm,
my
and fantasy.
God.
It is a comedy show and should be treated as such.
I want to
Nothing
kill
you
myself
hear
before this thing's
should
over.
be treated as factual. Everything said is opinion, and nothing
this?
is more than an opinion.
All
The show is
suicides that
also
happen
intended
during
for
this
mature
thing
audiences
are
and may
real.
contain mature content.
I mean, you laugh, but when Steven goes on a rampage, we got ourselves covered.
Okay. Well, how would we not have ourselves covered?
Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey, everybody, it is another episode of The
sorry.
Brink of Sanity, episode 288. I am Jay. With me is Mark and Bry.
Parts of Bry.
Parts of Bry.
So, Bri, you weren't on the last episode, and there's something I was waiting for you to come back in the episode to tell you. So my son went to the bathroom the other day and took his shirt off to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's my man right there. Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
I asked him why he did that. He just said, leave me alone. So I don't really know why he did it.
That's
but
exactly what Bry's been telling me for 20 years.
That's right.
But for some reason, he likes to go to the bathroom. He doesn't do it every time, but he definitely likes to take his shirt off when he goes to the bathroom at times.
I guess now would be the time to tell you that I'm actually your son's father.
You're my son from like 30 years in the future?
No, I'm your son's father.
I like the other one better.
Oh.
You realize what this means.
Nothing good for either explanation?
Your son is slowly turning into Bry.
Ooh.
Oh, God. So I'm going to go like for parent-teacher conference, and then they'll be like, we haven't seen him in like months, and I find out he's at the casino every day.
He's collecting
Yeah.
silverware, whatever the hell Bry picks up every week.
Maybe he should start podcasting now, just to...
Dad, I got a ladle. Where the hell did you get the ladle from? School. Doesn't look like a ladle you get from school.
I visit schools so often, they gave me a free ladle. I just had to drive 3 hours to get it.
Dad, I just bought some Ethereum on Jay's proposal, and it all went down. What do I do now?
It didn't, though.
Actually, no, it's been up, yeah.
It's up majorly in the last day and a half. I should have. Well, it's not up majorly, but Jay had said he had some stuff.
Jay's in the red now, or right?
Yeah.
Or the black, whatever's
the
a good
black.
one.
I think black.
I'm in the black.
So in the black, is that some like white person way of saying like it's good when we're like black?
Bry's up like $120.
I'm up. Let's see.
Anyway, I told Mark 2 days ago, today's the day to buy, and Mark didn't, and then it shot up like $30.
Okay, so Jay also told
I'm
me
up like $1.20. Yeah.
Jay said the 25th it's gonna take off, and he meant the 25th of October, and it did not take off.
Right, because I thought it was going to happen after Bitcoin split, but then Bitcoin said we're doing another split on November 16th. So that's why Bitcoin kept going up, because people were still putting money into it. But 2 days ago, Bitcoin said we're calling off the split.
Why'd they call it the split? Because the whole thing is like complete bullshit to begin with?
Pretty much. They thought it was going to like split up the community and whatever. So everyone who thought they were getting a $1,400 free coin ended up not getting it, and so they started putting their money back into everything else, which is why everything else is going up.
A 1,400. Wait, hang on a second. Hang on. So
Wait, even though I have money involved in this, can we not do this?
Yeah, that's
Queen.
fine. We don't
Yeah,
need
well-
to do the cryptocurrency podcast every week.
And I'm also on record that I don't have to work tomorrow, and I've been drinking, so we can break Jay's rule and go as long as we want. I know Stephen always likes when I do that.
So Ethereum's gonna shoot. We can cover it. We can stop talking about it in like a minute. But so Ethereum's gonna shoot up from here, Jay.
Yeah.
What's your update on your other 8 other cryptocurrencies you own? Are you up, down? What's going on?
Up on Ripple. I am up on Stellar Lumens. I am up by a lot on Vertcoin.
Where are you total? Like how much did you invest, and what are you at now total?
I invested a total of 7,000, but 6,000 of it is in Ethereum.
Okay, so what's the rest? So what's your total? Like, where are you now?
I'm up about 300, 400. Yeah, I mean, this because everything.
I'm in,
You're
for,
gonna say-
1,000. I'm in for 1,000. I'm up $120.
Okay, because are you gonna say $400? Or are you gonna say I'm up 400?
$400 because
Crypto lipododos.
no, because everything went down, because of the Bitcoin split. So now I'm just starting to get to where it should be.
Can you imagine this? Like you're like, oh, my $20 bill. I'm gonna hold on to this because the $20 bill is gonna split off into 2 different $20 bills.
And then that $20 bill will be worth 45.
I mean, this is the dumbest. I mean, it does sound like complete, absolute fraud.
Yeah, but
I understand there's legitimacy to it and all that, but it does sound absurd, the whole thing.
it does. The only thing I'm down big on the Mark Cuban coin right now.
Oh, really? That's the one I thought was going to do well.
Well, what happened is they released it to the public, but didn't put it on any exchange so you could trade it. So right now it's just decreasing in value because nobody knows what to do with it. But it's supposed to get added to an exchange next week. So I think it'll go back up. But right now everyone's like, well, I can't do anything with it, so I'm just going to sell it. So it's going.
Okay. Say I was going to invest $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
How would you suggest I invest $1,000? You can be my financial cryptocurrency advisor.
Oh, so we are doing this.
Oh, we'll be done with it in a second, probably.
Okay.
I would say 2 Ethereum, and then I'd split the rest up into I'd say Ripple, maybe Stellar, and Vertcoin.
How easy is it for me to do this?
Very easy.
Coinbase.
Just go to Coinbase.
Even I figured it out, and I'm a moron.
Coinbase, Bryce the sponsor.
You guys put me to sleep when you were talking about it last time, and somehow I figured out how to do it.
Right. Okay, so let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. Hey, so I have a question for you guys. So the awful terrorism attack in New York City, right?
Oh God.
Moving on to
Hang-
lighter things.
Well,
Hang on.
awful.
So here's the only thing I want to mention about it. I want to mention about this whole thing. So the guy, for those that don't know, there was a terrorism.
Can I?
Sure, what, Bri?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll wait till you're done. I'll wait till you're done, and I'll raise a question.
Perfect. So the guy, for those that don't know, he took his he rented a van, drove it down a bike lane. It was a bike lane, right, in New York City, and killed a bunch of people, right?
Including my coworker.
Really?
Your coworker died?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just full of big reveals, huh?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Yeah.
So I shouldn't make light of the situation right now.
I don't find it as funny, I guess.
Holy shit! What? Someone you knew well, or just someone at the company?
Just some guy I recognize his face, but he was on a different floor in a different department.
What is he? Was he one of the toilet culprits, or?
I don't think so. No.
Would you feel any better if he was one of the toilet culprits?
A little bit. If
Okay.
he was
So
the guy peeing all over the seat in my office, I'd be like, that's sad, but not.
So can we talk shit about this, or are you gonna raise a stink and try to get us thrown off the air?
I'm not gonna get all triggered.
The only thing I was going to say about it, I was not going to mock the victims, but I was going to say this guy said he spent he's been planning this for 8-9 months. They said he was planning this attack. How long does it take to plan an attack that says I'm going to rent the van?
Yeah,
and
you rent a
drive-
van, you drive down the street, you run people over. It takes about 10 seconds.
The guy's
Yeah.
sitting 12 hours a day. The guy's writing out notes and diagrams, sitting in his living room, and he comes up with rent van, drive into people.
That's what I want to understand. Is how long does it take to plan this? What was it? If they had said he'd been planning this for many minutes, I would have understood this.
Right.
It's something he should have woke up that morning and goes, I don't like Americans. I'm going to do this today.
You don't even have to plan it. You could be driving and just be like, oh, fuck this, and just turn the wheel.
And you would
Yeah.
have had the same amount of success, or if that's what you gauge success by.
There's no plan. He's like, okay, I need.
So can I?
Fine. I was going to say, I need to kill him. I need to kill people. I need a van. Okay, I have 8 more months to make this work. Okay, go, Brian. Well, tell me your point. I will stop.
Apparently, I'm the only person I know who thinks it's. Oh wait, what am I? It's kind of. I'm the only one who thinks it's not a coincidence that this happened the day after the Mueller indictments.
I have to say it's a kind of a. I don't think it's a coincidence this happened a day after Nick's victory. What does that mean, Bri?
It means it easily could be a setup. Jay, come on now. You're a conspiracy guy.
Yeah. Jay, you think it's the mole people?
I mean, 2 seconds after the guy does it, everyone's out there like screaming about ISIS, and they found a letter in the guy's truck. I mean, anybody can write a letter and just place it and be, oh, look, I found this letter that's, typed up. The guy thinks he was in ISIS.
I was studying the bodies, and bodies don't fall like that when they're hit by cars.
I just think it's very coincidental. I think it's very interesting that it happened the day after that. And Trump, within minutes, was like, "Gotta keep my my travel ban. We gotta get these people out of here. We gotta go after ISIS."
Really? Trump's like, let's see. Someone's indicted. Someone get a van and kill people.
Speaking of this topic,
so that's a far-fetched theory, is what you're saying.
Jay, do you think this guy was had allegiance to ISIS, or do you think Trump ordered the hit of your coworker?
I mean, so what's the conspiracy that he was not part of ISIS and people tried to pin it on him to draw attention away from Mueller?
Is your conspiracy that Trump planned this as a distraction, or this just happened and then they planted the note?
It was planned as a distraction.
So you think they needed a distraction from the Mueller thing, so they killed 8 people?
Yeah. How many were Americans? They were all are from Argentina or something.
I think my coworker is the only actual American.
And Jay's coworker.
So Trump was like, wait a second, where are the Argentinians that are on holiday? Where are they? Get the van, get them.
So there's an InfoWars article about this.
Brian, are you reciting the InfoWars article?
No, actually, I said the day it happened, I was like, that's weird. The Mueller indictments were yesterday, and this happens today.
But wasn't
I never go on InfoWars.
But it was like Halloween. You could just say, what a coincidence! It's Halloween. Maybe the devil's doing it.
Mm.
All right, so let's play a quick InfoWars game. So the article is terror jihadist mows down innocents in New York City. So what is your crazy comment? And I will read a real comment.
Okay, I'm going to come with the craziest thing I can think of is Trump ordered it to distract from the Mueller indictments.
Brady, you got one?
Brian, you got one.
Obama did it to distract from the Mueller indictments.
Right.
Let me think of another one.
You're not going to top this real one.
The kids from Sandy Hook did it.
All right, here's a real comment from InfoWars.
What?
The dude was probably captured by deep state agents and hypnotized to do this, to sell higher taxes for protecting people too stupid to own a gun. That is a real comment from a real human being.
What does guns have to do with it?
What does the taxes have to do with it?
Yeah.
What is being hypnotized?
That's just people they get too far off point. That's their problem, the crazy people.
Well, I have some sad news also.
I
am officially...
Wait. Is your sad news that your coworker died, or is something worse?
Did you fail another CPA exam?
I am banned from InfoWars.
You are banned from InfoWars.
I've been trolling...
Does that mean you have to create another fake account?
I've been trolling the site for 3 years, and today is the day they decided to ban me.
Wow.
It's weird for it to happen 9 days after Mueller.
I've been trying to get blocked by Trump on Twitter, and I can't.
I don't think that's pretty hard to do. So what did you do to get blocked today, or get?
I didn't.
Banned?
I've done much worse on a daily basis. I don't even know why I got banned today.
What did you do?
Well, they had an article about saying 76% of people who voted for Trump said they would still vote for Trump over an unnamed opponent. So I wrote...
For an unnamed opponent. You don't know who the unnamed opponent could be. It could be Hitler's body.
So I wrote 26% of people who voted for Trump would vote for somebody they don't even know who it is rather than vote for Trump again, winning. And some guy under it wrote idiot. So I just wrote troll, and he wrote idiot troll. So I saw the kind of mentality I was dealing with. So I just wrote, I know you are, but what am I? And then I was banned.
what does it mean to ban? You can't get on Infowars entirely, or you just can't get in the comment section?
I can't post comments.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do you think? So I have a conspiracy theory on this. Maybe since 99% of all comments you make are while you're at work, it was just your boss trying to get productivity out of you. He's like, you're banned from Infowars. Do your goddamn actual work.
All of a sudden, my productivity triples overnight.
So you're banned from every site you comment on.
They implemented some new email screening thing. I have to like.
They don't take kindly to people who have different opinions over there.
No, they don't. For people who preach the Constitution and can't take back the Second Amendment, they're sure against the First Amendment.
Yeah, well, also commenting on there is not really the First Amendment, but
you know what'd be awesome? Sort of changing gears here with that shooting at the Texas church. It'd be great. Like it would never happen because Republicans are so religious, but it'd be great if one Republican was like, maybe like to get rid of these mass shootings, we should ban church because it happened in a church, you know.
Well,
like instead of guns, they just be like, hey, we should just not have religion in church anymore.
Well, someone posted a thing similar. It was like they showed a bunch of the shooters, of different shooters, and they were all white. And they were like, well, we need to ban white people till we figure out what's going on.
But to that point, though, if you notice, all of the quote unquote like white mass murderers and shooters and stuff, you know what they all have in common aside from being white?
They look crazy.
Aside from that,
3 names.
What?
Military training.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys have military training, so maybe we should ban the military. Maybe we should disband the military, and then we wouldn't have to deal with this anymore.
Maybe we should look. Maybe after people leave the military, we might want to look after their health.
I saw a lot of people saying that.
And all these people that are like, oh, it was this dude in Texas was a mental health. No, actually, it was a law enforcement issue because nobody fucking told anybody that the guy was crazy.
Oh my God! Yeah, he got kicked out of the Air Force, and the Air Force was like, okay, he's no one's problem now. We're not going to report this anywhere.
Yeah.
And then you got all these Republicans talking out of both sides of their mouth where they're like, let's, so much praise to the first responders for, doing their job and showing up. And then they're like, but thank God for this guy who was a neighbor who happened to have a gun who shot the guy before he could kill any more people. Well, how could the first responders have done such a good job if the guy killed 26 people that a neighbor had to shoot him? And how is it a success if fucking 26 people died? Like, if this guy didn't shoot him, what? Okay, so 28 people would have died? Like,
no, according to Trump, hundreds.
Shouldn't no deaths be the goal?
Should be.
No. We're just totally cool. I saw there's some article. First of all, New York Times had an article where there was a study done, and they said the leading cause of mass shootings in the U.S. Leading cause of mass shootings is the fact that we have all these guns. And it was not an Onion article. They were just serious. We have more guns than everyone. That's why we have more people dying. And they had to lay it out here and hey, moron, we have more guns. This is an issue.
I actually looked it up. We have 100 guns per 100 people.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the goal, the baseline now, the norm is one good guy with a gun stopped that, and only 26 people died. What?
The second most was 58, by the way.
We should move on with this topic because it's kind of sad, or we get too political. But the article, the New York Times article, had the last paragraph basically was they were some guy was saying how he thought Sandy Hook was going to change everything. And what Sandy Hook really did was kill debate on this. Because once people said we're cool with kids getting killed in schools, you're like, what else are we going to debate? If that won't change your mind, then we're at a stalemate.
No, if anything would have changed it would have been when Gabby Giffords got shot. I mean, she was a congressperson and she got shot point blank. That would have changed it more than Sandy Hook.
Yeah. I mean, with any of these horrific things, it's just unbelievable. The other side's we're cool with it.
I gotta say, we've been hitting all the hilarious topics so far.
But so
anyway, you guys want to move on to?
Point, nobody thinks it's it's strange that happened after the Mueller. So it's
I think it's strange that your mind went there. Yeah.
It was literally the first thing I thought.
Literally the first thing you thought was the Mueller thing.
Yeah.
You think Trump was why? There's so many things he's done. Why? How would this benefit him?
Because nobody's talking about it anymore.
People are still talking about it, but we don't know what's going to happen with those.
Guys, do you want to move on to rape or the Holocaust?
I'm really everybody's going down. It kind of sucks. They got Louis today.
They did get the whole sex thing. Yeah, this is gonna get awful.
Everybody's going down.
Yeah, but we talked about this whole sex thing with Louis like 4 years ago. This wasn't.
Yeah,
this
it's been
wasn't
going
a
on
secret.
forever. They've been talking about this forever. Hey, so woman came up to me on the street, a different
so
topic.
what about the Holocaust, Jay?
Some woman came up to me. She's like, do you have any spare change? And I was like, what? Do you have any spare change? And eventually I heard like, do you have any spare change?
Tell her you only carry Bitcoin.
Yeah, but she was like dressed like me. She was just dressed normal. She's like, do you have any spare change? Yeah. Well, she was dressed like normal, and she was just like, do you have spare change? And I'm like, you're not even gonna like give me a reason why you need the spare change. You're just like, you could have my extra cash.
Hi, can I have money?
Can I have your money? Do you have any money that you wanted to give me? Oh, are you hungry? No.
There's no shame in that anymore. People start GoFundMe pages because they want to go to like a fucking on vacation.
So I
think GoFundMe stuff drives me crazy. I understand if someone's sick and all that and they really need money, but they do this shit for the vacations and like
you see like well, I really want to go to Disney World. GoFundMe, and people fucking pay it. Like who's stupider, the people that pay it or the people that start it?
Yeah, people are like, let me give money to like Joe needs a new car. You going on GoFundMe? I'll fund his car. Like what the fuck are people funding?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but with the subway stop by my job, but I was going down the subway and there's a mom and like an infant sitting at the bottom of the staircase, like homeless. So I felt bad. I give him $1. A couple days later, it's a.
Would it be weird if she like instead is just like no, go to my GoFundMe page and send me money?
No, but a couple
Venmo
days,
me, please. Venmo.
A couple days later, it's a different.
No, hey, I'm giving you a Bitcoin. It's worth a lot of money. What the fuck am I gonna do with Bitcoin? I'm homeless. Just take a Bitcoin. You'll have a lot of money if you can figure out how to cash this in.
Trust me, just hold on to it for 3 or 4 more years, and you're gonna be rich. So a couple days later, there's another mom and an infant there, but it's different people. And then today there was a third mom with an infant there. So like, what are the odds of the same subway station in the same spot? 3 like single moms with infants are sitting there.
Are you saying this is distract from Mueller?
It might be.
Mueller?
I feel like there's something. I don't know. It started feeling a little weird.
Did you ask them like what's going on? Like, are you guys on shift?
I feel like I didn't want to interrogate the mom sitting on the floor with a baby, but I also found it weird that there was 3 different ones within.
That's a little odd.
And all the moms were cute. It's almost like it's like a scam, like
a MILF convention.
Yeah, like we'll get a hot mom and a baby, and people give money, and then there's just like almost like a pimp. Like,
are you sure they were homeless, or just weren't just a mom sitting there, and Jay's like, obviously homeless. I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, maybe she's just like passed out because she had too much wine during the day.
Maybe she's just sitting there with her kid taking a break, and Jay's like, clearly homeless. What do you mean? I'm your neighbor. You're clearly homeless. You're sitting outside.
So I shouldn't have rolled up the $1 and threw it at her forehead as hard as I could?
Get a goddamn job. What the fuck are you talking about?
The poor mom was just taking a break from running around with her kids all day, sitting down for a few minutes, and people start throwing money at her.
So I want to talk about this.
Okay.
Wait, I thought Jay wanted to talk about the Holocaust.
So Jay had what I think was a brilliant idea for a business.
Oh boy.
And it failed miserably, but it could have done really well. Do you want to talk about?
I have a great idea for an invention when we're done.
Do you want to talk about brunchaholics, Jay?
Oh no.
Sure.
No, don't. Brunch.
We were going to talk about it at some point. He had this thing going where every week Jay and I don't know whoever else.
7 other people.
7 other people.
We've talked about this before, I think.
Not really on the show, though. Look, I feel like this is a good idea. Like, I feel like if Jay was doing this, so here's the basic idea: Jay, his girlfriend, and a bunch of some other couples, I guess, would go to a brunch place. They would take some pictures of what they ate. They'd write reviews, put it online, and the idea is that you have lots of reviews of different brunch places to go to on the site.
Horrible.
Yeah. So you started getting a following, and even like expanded to like what other cities did you go to?
Austin, Denver, and I don't know. I think Houston.
So the most annoying trendy towns in the country.
I think there might be a Boston one too.
But it's supposed to go to trendy towns. The whole point is like, who likes brunch? No one in like Iowa. It has to go to trendy.
Nobody
areas.
likes. Who likes brunch? Nobody likes brunch.
Jay likes it. He's a brunchaholic.
Founding member.
Jay, stick with the CPA. Forget about brunch.
But Jay, who can't pass the CPA, can't video edit, had a brunchaholic site that was
Can't review brunch restaurants.
it was taking off. But then like the company fell apart. But I think this is Jay's calling. I think he should give up the CPA and go back to doing brunchaholics.
I feel like
I thought Brink of Sanity was Jay's calling.
Based on our new numbers, it's not.
Yeah, they found out that our numbers were grossly inflated, and now that I've been seeing the real numbers, I kind of just want to quit the show.
Well, based on the real numbers, our
That
Nick
makes
show
2 out of 3.
our Nick show is doing really, really well, and our break show is doing horrible.
Yeah.
Very
excited.
Wait,
about
I'll
the
join the
numbers.
Knicks.
Sure. I mean, that show's actually doing really well now. So Jay, tell us about what happened. I think this is a story that needs to be told. We need a behind-the-scenes tour of what happened here, and we need to like get you back to doing this.
Well, it started off going pretty good. We were actually getting comped at places, like going there, like they had heard of us and they would comp us. And
Do you hear this? Jay started this thing. He's getting free brunch. People have heard of him.
Without writing bad Yelp reviews?
What year did you start this?
I'm too drunk for this.
Why are you not telling this to the Sharks? You should be on the Shark Tank right now, Bri. I mean, Jay.
I want to say like 2011, 2010, 2011.
This sounds like a bad How I Met Your Mother episode.
So, yeah, so it was going pretty good. We had, 10, 15 reviews going, and
You had done 15 reviews total.
yeah, because we did one a week, so we did it for a few months, 3-4 months.
How many hits like your website? Like how many hits was it getting like at its peak?
I didn't have
more or less than DonaldTrumpHappened.com.
That's by the way, if Donald Trump Happened keeps getting likes on Facebook, if the amount of likes on Donald Trump Happened surpasses Brink is done.
You're pissed because we haven't touched that. We shut that site down and still getting likes. And Brink, which we're actively doing, is not going to get any new likes.
Exactly. We posted on Donald Trump Happened like 3 times a year ago, and it's still getting likes. We haven't got a new like in Brink in like 9 months.
I still think that site was going to go nowhere, but apparently people are like, it's just because everything's Donald Trump now.
Yeah.
Do you think if we kept going with it and kept going with it, we would have by this point had wasted our time?
I think if we put effort into it, we could have made something good out of it.
I
think so?
I think if it was a funny,
But
first of all,
in my own honest opinion, I didn't think Donald Trump was going to be as bad as he was, so I was kind of just like, bleh.
We also didn't have a clear direction. Like one guy wanted it super informative, like we wanted it to be funny. Like I think if we got like a cohesive idea and stuck with it, it could have.
Yeah, one guy wanted it to be the Wikipedia of political facts, well-researched articles, and then decided not to write any articles.
Yeah, and then said, okay, you guys can write all of them. And we're like, we already said we would do a podcast about it. You want us to write all the articles too? Site shut down.
Yes. That wasn't a good idea. But the Brunchaholics, you can even do a Brunchaholics podcast. Like this, I feel like this is such a good idea.
Yeah.
No one's doing it right now.
So somebody, I think, took... Okay, so here's what happened. One person in the group registered the website in just that person's name.
Oh, okay.
Just the brunch thing. We're back to brunch.
You were going to explain the behind the scenes what happened to it. I think this is a funny story to go through. So one person said, "Hey guys, we're going to do this as a team. By the way, I own the site name."
Yeah, exactly. So if this gets really profitable, there's no proof
like
that
Axl
you guys are
Rose,
involved.
then.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a site basically. They started something called Brunchaholics. At the beginning, no one gives a shit about them, and it got a little more popular. But really, no, they're like an ant basically. And one person's like, "Oh, we're an ant, but I want to like immediately try to seize control."
Right, like we're getting a few comps, but it's not like we're even close to like making money off of it. I mean, with the Knicks podcast, we're closing in on 750,000 all-time downloads. We're not making anything. Like, we were so far from making money at that point. Yes, we got some free pancakes, but like, we're not making money. So
yeah, and this person like immediately is like, "Oh,
Pancakes.
let me make a power move right to start."
I mean, I'm not yet. You're correct.
Okay.
I'm not complaining about free pancakes, but it's nothing to
Free
fight over.
mimosas.
Yes, free mimosas,
That's-
free
Now we're
bellinis.
talking. Now we're talking.
I mean, I'm
It'd be-
more of a Bellini guy, but
It'd be great if every time you did brunch and they comped you, you got so drunk that you had to be like escorted out of the place, and they'd be like, "God damn brunchaholics!"
that only happened once. One guy was he gave us so many free drinks, it was obscene. I mean, I think like half of us blacked out. It was just mayhem.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us. So what happened? So the one woman. By the way, when you register a domain, don't you have to register under your name, or like, can you register under a group? Like she could be like, this is Jay, Cat, me. Like,
you can't.
I have no idea. I've never registered anything. I've registered a car. I can only register my car under my name.
I mean, I've registered our sites, but you guys, I don't know.
Jay, are you making a power move on us?
I live out of state, so I can't be registered in New York, I guess.
I don't think you register with New York State.
Anyway,
Go on.
I told one of the other guys in the group, and I said, like that the site is only registered in this one person's name. What do you think about that? He's like, that's bullshit. I'm like, yeah. He's like, we got to do something about it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, we need
We
to
gotta do something. I'm gonna fucking kill her. No. We just talk about it. I'm gonna ransack her apartment and I'm gonna kill her cat just to start off with.
Let's take it back a notch.
Yeah.
No, but he's like, we got to put 4 of our names on there. And that is the beginning of the end, because I was like, well, there's 8 of us. And then he started talking about how 4 people.
Wait. There's 8 of you. He's like, let's put 4 of our names in.
Yes.
There's 8 of us. Yeah, let's put 4. The 4 most important people.
Yeah, that's
The 4
basically what he
coolest.
said. That's basically what he said. He said it in front of his girlfriend, and she was one of the people he wanted to cut out. She's like, what about me? He's like, yeah, you don't do enough. We're cutting you out. So already it's getting cutthroat. So basically, the same guy would put a ton of time into something that nobody asked him to do, and then want credit for it, thinking he should get a bigger portion of whatever. He'd be like,
Sounds like you with this show.
I'm not trying to cut you guys out or take more credit or anything.
I don't even know what Bry's talking about. But the guy's just like, hey,
Well,
guys.
he's doing it all, and when we're not. That's
Yeah,
that's
but I'm
kind of the point.
not. I do a lot of stuff that you guys don't do, but I don't like rub it in your ass.
Well, you ran for president without us.
That is
Yeah, it's
true.
fucked up, Jay.
Yeah.
So the guy basically comes to you and is like, guys, remember how we wanted to make a big brunchaholic statue in Legos? No one. Yeah, so I did that, guys. Give me credit. What the fuck are you talking about? I made the brunchaholic sign.
Yeah, well, he'd be like, I spent 6 hours on Twitter yesterday trying to get followers, so like, basically like everyone else needs to put in 6 hours doing something else now. And,
He just comes up with like, here's what I did. Your turn.
yeah, pretty much. He kept doing stuff like that, and he's like, I set up a giveaway with some brunch spot, so now you guys all have to like walk around with flyers and hand them out promoting this thing, and I'm like, no, that's not. We're not going to do that.
Guys, I went naked in Times Square. I wrote brunchaholics on my chest. Anyway, you all need to bail me out.
I mean, basically, the whole idea was we go out, we each review what we had, but like, if you want to write 2 sentences, that's fine. If you want to write 2 pages, it's fine. Like, it's supposed to be fun, so you do it until you're not having fun anymore. Like,
So you made it the easiest possible idea, and everyone just got it completely wrong.
Yeah. So then we have the one girl owns everything. The other guy who wants to cut half the people out. Everyone's getting mad at both of them.
Jay, where you're like, hey, this list you said of people you want to cut out, my girlfriend's on the list.
It was my girlfriend was on the list of people getting cut out. Yeah.
You're like, this won't work well for my living situation.
He basically took one person from each of the 4 couples.
Okay, he's like, they're like the team leader. It has to be the men. The women can't be leaders.
Well, no, it was basically there was 4 people that were doing a little bit more work, but like I didn't care, and
Do you and Kat ever fight about the fact that like, hey, remember Brunchaholics? You didn't put in your share.
no, we think the whole thing is absolutely insane. So, yeah, then it started. We started doing it last, and then eventually everyone just quit because it got too like unfun and cutthroat. But then what happened is the girl let the website just lapse. And so
Okay.
somebody else took it.
Oh, so Brunchaholics is a real website now?
Yeah, but it's like not being updated. The Twitter's gone, but
Like Brink of Sanity 1 on Twitter.
exactly. Like the Twitter's gone, but nobody's using
gotcha.
that.
Wait, but I don't understand. I see Brunchaholics on here. I see a website. Oh, this is not you guys. Baddies in Bloom and all this stuff. You guys lost Brunchaholics.com?
Because she just forgot to renew it, and then somebody snatched it up.
Well, I'm on Brunchaholics.com now, and there's a woman on here who's just announced that she retired at age 32.
She's a CPA / video editor / brunchaholic.
I feel like you guys could have gotten like a real. I feel like this is still a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I think if people stayed calm and we just kept doing it, it could have.
You could
been
have.
pretty big.
You could register New York Brunchaholics and Austin Brunchaholics and every goddamn
Yeah,
asshole city.
We had separate pages for each one.
I could have done Connecticut brunchaholics. I think there's like one place that serves brunch around here.
I'm back again to write another review.
Every week.
Not
it's
getting
just-
any more free pancakes. Where are my free goddamn pancakes?
Every week it's just Bri passed out at a table in front of a scorpion bowl.
Hey, I'm drinking one of those right now.
Oh my god! And then you would have people like posting their own, like contributing.
Yeah, we would
You
get
were like-
people saying like, "Hey, I'm in the West Village tomorrow at 5. What's good for brunch?" Like,
Oh no, I mean, but but you also have people like doing their own brunchaholics and like contributing to your site, like how everyone does everything for free and like sends it to your site website.
yeah,
You could have had an awesome site.
yeah, could have been.
Yeah. Yeah, and were people writing good reviews at least? Like how were the?
Yeah, we got great feedback on everything.
No, I mean the people that are actually doing it with you. Like were they writing like?
Yeah, everyone was a good writer, and it was fun. Like everyone had their own personality, and we had different nicknames for each person, and like.
So can we do Where Are They Now? That was 2011. This is 2017. Where are they now? Jay is struggling to pass the CPA exam, still trying to make it with his Brink of Sanity podcast. Who else?
Well, one of them was ex-co-host Leon.
Okay.
He's
He may or may not have been the one that started all the trouble.
I'm sure he was because he's an asshole. And if he listens, I'll tell him to his face he's an asshole.
Another one was ex-co-host Lauren.
I don't know her.
Okay, so I just found Brunchaholic on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4,300 followers.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So that could have been you, Jay.
Yep.
You could have 4,300 followers on Instagram right now.
Yep.
This is a site made for Instagram.
I know. Anyway, let's move on.
Do you want to give up? Do you want to announce that you're giving up your CPA dreams and going to do Brunchaholic?
Reviving it. Well,
Jay, how'd you do on the last test, by the way?
I took it right at the beginning of a new testing period, so I have to wait 2.5 months for my grade. So
Jesus.
December 19th is the grade.
So are we still just at the one pass so far?
Yeah, I mean it could be 2, but I won't know for another 5
You
weeks.
think you passed?
I'm not sure. It's a toss-up. Which is
What are we gonna do if you passed? If you passed, are we gonna we should have like a live something?
He needs to pass. I mean, he needs to pass 4 though to be done with it.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I mean,
Okay.
each one is kind of its own milestone at this point.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
I'm taking another one January 5th.
Plus, it's the holidays. I mean, if he gets it December 19th,
Yeah.
leaves us a couple of weekends where we could get together and cause some trouble and do a show and celebrate that you passed.
Well,
Maybe we should celebrate right after the January 5th one.
Yeah, because I'm taking one January 5th, and I get the grade for that one January 19th. So I could be 3/4 done by the end of January.
That would be a celebration.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so let's move on. I was hanging out with my Long Island posse the other week.
The old Long Island posse.
My Long Island posse.
I didn't think any of them were still around. The only people I know from Long Island are Doc, and Will lives far away, and I don't think Randy lives there anymore, does she?
No, so oddly enough, I have more friends in Long Island now than when I lived there. There was like there was
We've talked about he has a crew there.
yeah, there was
Someone did artwork related to his crew.
there was
Oh.
there was 8 of us, and Will and the Doc weren't.
the Long
any
Island
of them.
posse there, huh?
Mhm.
What did you do with the posse?
So
You guys causing trouble?
we went to a bar with like an outdoor area, and so we're sitting around the table drinking, and this like 50-year-old guy, he comes within like 10 feet of us, but he doesn't get any closer, and he's just trying to like join the conversation. Like when we'd all laugh, like he'd just start laughing, and like if we'd say something about like, I don't know, football, he'd be like, yeah, football, yeah, like.
Oh, I do that. I do that when I'm by myself somewhere. Like I just join people's conversation.
Hang on, was you guys sitting at a table or you guys at the bar?
We're at a table out. It's like an outdoor area. We're at a table. We're sitting around a table, and he's standing like 10 feet from the table.
Oh, that was a good one, Jay.
Yeah, and so then he asked if he could.
I do that.
He asked if he could sit with us.
Was it Bry? You're like, I've known you for years. No, get the hell away from me, crazy person.
You look really familiar.
He has to sit with us, but it wasn't like fun drunk. This was like he was.
This was like Bry on that episode that we don't want to remember.
Yeah. First of all, this was like 7 p.m. and this guy's already like, he seems like he's like blacked out drunk. Like he's beyond being fun. He's just like slurry and sloppy and like get away from us. So we said no, and then two people from the group walk away a few feet and start smoking, and he looks at the rest of us and he asks us for a cigarette, and we say we don't smoke, and he doesn't ask the two people actually smoking like 5 feet from him for a cigarette. And so anyway, he goes back into the bar, and nothing happens for like a half hour, but then right outside the outdoor area we hear a commotion. So we look and we see a cop body slam him face first onto the ground.
Oh man, I thought this story was gonna be shitty. Go on.
Yeah.
So
this picked up a lot.
So basically,
You better be like a sex offender or something.
well, it's funny you say that. So
Oh man.
basically, he went back into the bar and he was doing the same thing to people in the bar and bothering everybody. So they finally kicked him out about 8 drinks late. Apparently, he went in and got another drink when he was already like that. I don't know what the bartender was thinking, but anyway, they finally
Bartenders don't care.
They finally kicked him out, and apparently he walked up to 3 16-year-old girls and said, "I want to fuck you."
Was that Kevin Spacey at the bar?
Wow, you make your Harvey Weinstein.
So, what happens is, I think the bar might have called the cops because it seems like they got there way too quick for this. But the girls ran to a cop who was like a block away, crying, told him what happened. Somehow, this big male nurse was around as well. So the male nurse comes up to the guy. He's trying to see if he's got alcohol poisoning, whatever. The drunk guy punches the nurse in the face right in front of the cop.
I would punch a male nurse too, but that's just, I'm old-fashioned that way.
So he punches the nurse in the face right in front of the cop, and that's when the cop picks him up and body slams him face first into the ground. And they kind of just sat on him while he's moaning for like 10, 15 minutes, and then eventually an ambulance pulled up and they pulled him away in that. But that was probably the drunkest guy I've seen in a long, long time.
Present company excluded.
Yeah.
You guys want your questions?
Yeah. We got emails, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys, how many ants do you think could carry one pen? I think you know where this is going."
Probably 10.
So how many pens have been stolen from my? Oh, he's going to talk about the ants from my house going to steal all the. I'm making the connection. Thank you. So you think the ants from my house went to Jay's house and stole? What's going on with the Knicks pens, Jay?
I think the bag of pens got stolen.
Who the hell's stealing Knicks pens?
I don't know. I got an email saying the pens have been delivered. 30 minutes later, I go to my front door and there's no bag there.
Maybe this is the pens company scam. They're trying to get you pay, but
yeah, because
have you paid for them yet?
No. 2 hours later, I finally got an email saying now you could pay us. So I called them and I was like, I don't have 100 pens. And so
Have you looked on eBay or Craigslist for New York Knicks pen podcast?
I have
podcast pen.
I have not. That's a good idea. While we're talking about the next question, I'm going to Google it.
You guys have your own pens?
Well,
Did you? Oh, you weren't on for this.
Oh yeah.
Jay decided. So he got some. He's like, I can get some company offered to like make pens for our quote unquote company.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's free. And then like later on, he tells me he's like, oh,
It's
so
not free.
like I'm getting 100 of them. I'm like, you're getting 100 for free? No, I paid for them. How much did you pay? $100. He paid $100 to get New York Knicks podcast pens. What in God's name is he doing with these? He thought that somehow our show would be benefited by having pens.
I'll take a couple. I work with a guy who's a big Knicks fan. I keep telling him about your show. I don't know if he's listened to it.
See,
or not.
there you go. He'd have a daily reminder, and he'd probably start downloading the show. This is how it works, Mark.
Hey, do you think, Brian? Do you think, as an independent, objective person, do you think a pen for the New York Knicks podcast is good guerrilla marketing?
It could be.
See,
Really?
They'd have to be like just
they're nice pens.
dispersed like outside of like your zone though. Like
Where are you
like,
giving
you
this
have to
out?
like randomly find it and just be like, oh, New York podcast. Like
Jay
like,
wants
give them out at like Met games. Like
Jay
like,
wants to
when
give
we were
them
at
out-
the Met game. We should have been like throwing them at people.
Yeah, so Jay wants to give them out to fans, people who are already downloading the show. He's like, if you're buying a T-shirt,
No,
you
no,
get a
no.
pen.
No, I'm not
Which-
exclusively doing that. If a person buys a T-shirt, I'll throw in a couple pens as a thank
This is
you.
why Brunchaholics fail, Jay. These ideas. Come on, how is this? Come on, how is this going to go anywhere with the pens? What are you going to do with them?
We'd go to meetups or the Knicks games. Like we go to a Knicks game together, and people
Yeah.
in a Knicks jersey, we hand them a pen.
Here's a pen for you, pen for you, pen for you.
Yeah, why not?
Are we all ever going to a Knicks game
Yes.
Should.
After
in
January.
Brooklyn or in New York?
5th. After
New York. I don't want to go to Brooklyn.
Yeah, after January 5th. Lorenzo writes, "Hey guys,
I'll go. I will go to a Knicks game.
Okay,
Okay, let's make a plan. After January 5th, let's get tickets.
sounds.
Are
good.
we
Not
doing?
in the
Are
way-
we doing?
not in the way that Jay will go to a Mets game. I will go to a Knicks game.
Are we gonna do the meetup for a Knicks podcast?
Yeah.
Are we gonna do that before January 5th or after January 5th?
Probably after.
Why is January 5th is your podcast?
No, January.
No. He's his exam. He wants to wait.
I
till
mean,
exam.
that's what I mean. The exam. I'm sorry.
We were talking about doing a live meetup for the Knicks podcast, which so we should advertise on that show as opposed to this show. And we were going to do one, but I guess he wants to do one after his exam.
Okay.
Knicks podcast meetup. Find out all about it on the Brink of Sanity podcast.
It's cross promotion.
Yeah, why don't we advertise?
Read about it on brunchaholics.com.
Why don't we put a New York Knicks podcast by Brink of Sanity on the pen? Why don't you put the word Brink of Sanity on the pen also? Like double promotion.
It's only so much room you could fit on a pen.
Get giant pens.
I could have left those in a bunch of seats at the Met game, and people might be downloading your show right now.
I know. See, Mark? It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Mark was there. He knows there's a lot of Knicks fans around there.
Oh, I just think the getting our show popular by pens is a terrible idea.
We should go to like Milwaukee and go to a Knicks game, or like
Oh, how about we don't they do like the games in London?
that's NFL. I don't think that's football.
There's
We have to go
bas-
somewhere where like nobody gives a shit and go to the like when the Knicks play. Like we should go to like Orlando when the Knicks play them,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Orlando or Atlanta?
like Charlotte or something.
Yeah.
Atlanta, like no one gives a shit down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to live down there. They
Washington.
don't give a shit. Yeah. Okay.
Philly.
Lorenzo writes, well, Philly is actually very doable. We can get down there in a couple hours.
Yeah.
I
Lorenzo,
go to a Knicks game.
we'll-
Let's try. Yeah, let's shoot for a Knick game in New York before we try to move to all the other cities.
Sounds good.
Before we go to like Utah or like
How-
Minnesota.
Let's try to figure out a way to get the three of us in the same location ever.
We had two. We had two at City Field.
Yeah. Someone, I don't know, someone didn't go, Jay.
I
know.
haven't seen.
I want to go to
Brian-
the hockey game there on New Year's Day, but I can't get anybody to go with me.
I haven't
the,
seen
Winter
Brian in
Classic.
7 years. Let's plan to go to a basketball game in Utah.
I've seen Mark before I've seen Jay.
I know.
Yeah, you've seen me more than you've seen you now.
Lorenzo writes, hey guys, big congrats on 400 episodes. Here's hoping a huge cake shows up at your world-class podcasting studio and Horny's daughter pops.
Are you sure this is not an email for the Knicks podcast?
That was sent to our Brink, but that was thank
Clearly
you, Lorenzo.
clearly a Knicks one though.
You
But
guys
that
did 400 Knicks shows?
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
That's like more shows than Knicks have wins in like 20 years.
On the night of the night we recorded the 400th episode, Porzingis scored 40 points.
And we got 4,000 downloads, so it's a lot of fours.
A lot of
Very
fours.
symmetric.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when the Knicks make the playoffs, they're losing 4 games, so it works out.
It works out.
Lorenzo writes, hey guys, if you get a shitty but edible meal at a restaurant, do you A, make a fuss and send it back, or B, eat it anyway but never go there again and,
B.
and write a bad Yelp review?
Be the first part.
I tend to go with B. Otherwise, you have to sit there while everyone else is eating, and vice versa. Plus, who knows whether the chef will add his own special sauce to the new meal.
I would never in my life send a meal back, unless it was the wrong food. But if it was like cold or shitty, I would never send it back. And if I was with like 20 people and I got the wrong meal, I would just be like, "This is the worst fucking restaurant I've ever been," and I would just make everybody else miserable while I was there.
Well,
But I wouldn't send the food back.
So we were in college, and we were like, there were like 5 or 6 of us at a restaurant, and my friend had ordered something, and it was like medallions, like salmon medallions or some kind of fish medallions. He had ordered, and it was a little more of an expensive item on the menu, and he gets it, and it's like this little thing, like little medallions, and everything's like, it's just like basically fries with these small little medallions. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what the fuck? Like I thought I'd get like more, basically. I didn't think I'd just get a platter of fries. And I was like, you should like, I basically prodded him on. I'm like, you should complain to the guy. Like, this is bullshit. And like, the girls with us were so embarrassed. They're like, I'll just pay for it. Just stop it. Like, it didn't go over well, basically. And he complained to the guy.
Whenever you order like a seafood thing like that, I always assume if I'm ordering like fried shrimp or any kind of shrimp thing, I'm just like, if I get 4, I'm happy. And
yeah, but
anything over 4 is like gravy.
Yeah, but it's just such bullshit because you're like, you should have said medallions and a plate of fries. You should say that on the menu that it's like it was just like it was a very small portion, and we were like, come on, you should point out that you're just serving for us fries. It's your little scam of not really like providing us any food.
Anything with like seafood is sort of like that because they'll always fuck you and be like, you were fried, you get shrimp pasta or shrimp fried diavolo.
Yeah.
You'd be like 3 shrimp, and it's like, what the fuck? And then the tails are on. You got to peel them yourself. It's all bullshit.
Why do they serve shrimp with tails in it?
I have no idea. I can never figure that out either.
I have no idea.
I guess maybe it's easier to cook and they just throw it off the thing and throw it on your plate, but why can't they fucking just peel the tail off?
It's a restaurant. I'm ordering a meal that's prepared. Why do I have to do any work?
I want there with a fork and knife and eat all this shit. And then, oh wait, I got the shrimp. I got to pick it out with my finger. I got to pull the tail off. And then I got that little piece of shrimp that's still in there that I got to try to get out because I paid $20 for 4 shrimp and a little bit of pasta.
Yeah, or no, a lot of spaghetti and like one little shrimp.
Yeah.
Waiter, I don't understand. I ordered shrimp. Why is the tail not attached?
Yeah.
Like, no one ever complains. No one's like, waiter, why are there not feathers on my chicken?
Yeah. If I go to a buffet, I understand there's going to be peel and eat shrimp. But if I order, like, shrimp and pasta, like, I shouldn't have to fucking peel the shrimp.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch it. I have a fork and a knife, and I want to take care of that.
You don't serve anything else in their shell?
Yeah. You're not getting eggs in a shell. You're not getting, like a hard-boiled egg in a shell.
I don't get pad thai and have, like, peanuts that are still in the shell on top of the pad thai.
What kind of it is really silly.
It's I believe you. It's a real shrimp. Get the fucking tail off it.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't send the food back.
The only way I ever send the food back is if they brought me the wrong meal.
Yeah, so
other than that, I'll just take it and I'll stew and I'll just make everybody who's with me miserable. Be like, this fucking meal sucks. I'll never come here again. I just make everybody feel like, oh shit, we shouldn't have invited him.
So we made the girls miserable by by basically complaining. Like of course I forced my friend to basically complain about it. The girls were miserable. We talked about it for years about how like they were so annoyed basically that we did that.
I went to a Fridays once and I basically got an uncooked meal. Like the burger was literally cold in the middle and the fries were like not even cooked. And I told the waiter, but he's like, "You want me to like get a new one?" I'm like, "No, like I got shit to do. I don't have time to wait for another meal." Like.
That actually happened today with coworkers of mine. They went to the restaurant that's like right in the plaza, like next to my office. They went for lunch. They go there for lunch a lot, and they usually are like, we only have an hour, so make it fast. And I guess they just ordered like burgers and fries, and it took them like 45 minutes to get their burger, and the burger came out either well done or undercooked, whichever one they wanted. Whichever one they didn't want, I didn't really care. I wasn't listening.
Well,
So
if they want it well done, you're like, oh, we can fix this by putting it back in the oven.
well, I mean, whichever way they wanted it came out the opposite. So like they bitched to the owner on the way out. So then like the owner, because we're literally like next door to the restaurant, so they came over with. They gave her a gift card. They offered an apology, and they gave her like a plate of. They gave our office a plate of cannolis, but the cannolis look like bananas. That's how gross they look. They just look like gooey bananas. I don't know what the fuck they were, and we're all just like, we're not going there again. Like, I hate the place anyway, and I never go there unless I have to, because every now and then we'll have like lunch over there, like as an office. But like we're like, what the fuck is this shit? Like that's the best they could come up with. It was like some shitty banana-looking cannolis and like a $10 gift card for lunch.
Well, speaking of eating at restaurants, and mentioned like eating with kids, like I get now the thing like forget the restaurant like doing anything wrong. Like we went to a restaurant the other day with my daughter, and we're like, what do you want? Like, you want to get a pizza burger? She's like, yeah. You want a pizza burger? Yeah. They bring her a pizza burger. I don't want this. You just ordered this. I don't want. It's literally what we want. It's a pizza burger. I don't want this. We're like, fuck. We can't like tell the restaurant she didn't know what she was doing. We're like, fuck. We just paid for something she's not gonna eat.
Sounds like fun.
That's yeah. Not the exact. It's not like sending it. You can't really send it. Yeah. Anyhow, let's go to the next question.
Lorenzo writes, hey guys, for the three of you hosting today's episode, who is the most street smart? To put an example, if you lost your job, money, house, possessions, family, and friends tomorrow, who would bounce back the quickest?
Okay, so if we lost,
I don't think any of us would.
Yeah, this is like really just scraping the bottom of the barrel. I would say not me.
Okay, how about if we woke up in the 1800s? Who would survive?
Like, what does that mean?
Like, just like you had to survive in 1800s live, where you had to like plow
Like
a field,
I had a horse and I had to like farm and stuff.
Yeah, or you had a farm, or you had to do any job that was relevant then. You had to like make pants, or like
I'm not very like hands-on blue collary, so I would say not me.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do well. Like, it just seems like a rougher time.
I would say Mark would probably succeed the most.
I don't think any of us would last very long.
No.
On the street.
No.
Yes, go me. Why am I
in any past period of time?
I mean, by the most, I'm talking like 72 hours. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
well,
streets. I feel like what if like the three of us lose everything? We just like all we have is the clothes we're wearing, and we're in the middle of like St. Louis. How do we survive?
I pretended.
Like,
well, there is no pretending. I would be homeless.
they were all homeless. It's not like we got robbed. Like everything's just gone. Like we all went all in on Ethereum, lost everything. Our significant others left us, and somehow
we went to like St. Louis for like some last ditch like.
Somehow we got dropped in St. Louis. Basically, they were like, "Get the hell out of the van. You're living here," and they drove off. And they're like, "Go fuck yourself." And we're like, "We're in St. Louis. What do? We don't have jobs. We have no money. We just like, what would be our first step? Do you start begging? What do you do?"
I'd probably just go up that arch and then just jump off.
Then we're down to 2.
Yeah. Then you guys can figure it out.
You're like, it's a half hour in, and one of us killed himself. Not surviving very well.
What do? You can't get a job because you have no references and no ID and like, I guess no.
Why can't you get a job? We just walk into a store and be like, "I need a job," and they'd be like, "Where do you live?" "Here."
In the back room, if you say yes.
Like, I don't know. I just got dropped off at St. Louis an hour ago, and I'm a little depressed because my friend just killed himself. I don't know what to do.
I need money for his funeral, I guess.
Yeah.
Could you know how to make a GoFundMe page for his funeral?
Yeah, we wouldn't last long at all.
No, I don't think I would do very well. Yeah.
All right, Facebook.
Yeah. Am I reading or are you reading? I have it open. Liam writes, I think.
No, I should have read them in advance. I mean,
you could read them right now for the show if you want.
I don't know how to get that.
Liam writes, I think 200 Brink of Sanity pens is a really good idea, or at least 500 Brink of Sanity stickers, and just paste them anywhere all over NYC. Jay?
Yeah, BOS like car stickers would be good.
BOS?
Those like
Oh,
you know
okay, yeah.
like Euro style.
Wait, what's the Euro style?
You know, it's just like BO like it'll say like I don't know. They're like oval and they say like
So you're
they say
saying
like BOS or whatever.
So what you're saying when we put in the order for the stickers, you shouldn't be the one making the call.
Probably not. No, I'm
if
not
it
paying
was-
for them, so I wouldn't make the call.
What if it was the Run DMC logo, but it said BOSPOD?
Jay's like the guy from Brunchaholics who just does things no one asked him to, and he like just insists that we do things. Jay's like, I just spent 18 grand on marketing for Brickasati. I put up like statues throughout the city. Bro, you guys spent 18 grand. Mark, you guys spent 18 grand now.
He would actually do stuff like that. He would go to a bar and come back with like 2 shots for each of us, and then be like, "You owe me $20."
Who, me?
No,
Oh. Not to get completely off topic, but you know what job I'd really like to get?
If you say video editor, it will go with the theme of the show.
a carny.
No, not at all.
A carny.
No.
Okay, well, what is it? Hang on, before you say it.
I'm watching a sporting event. I will tell you that. It has to do with that.
What job is it?
I want to be the guy who, I guess he runs a camera and just searches the crowd for famous people and then puts them on TV.
You mean the cameraman?
Yeah, but I mean, there's got to be like one guy that's like just search the crowd to find somebody famous and then put them on TV. That sounds like an easy gig.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because at the Knick game, you're just like, I looked in the front row, night over.
Yeah.
No, I got the football game on and they just showed, I don't know, some race car driver. And it's like at the World Series, they're just like panning the crowd and it's like, here's Tiger Woods, here's Magic Johnson, here's so-and-so. It's like, that'd be a cool gig. Just sit there with a camera and just fucking be a perv and just, check people out and then be like, oh yeah, that's somebody famous.
Are you sure the girl with the tits showing and not someone famous? I'm going to keep the camera on her the entire show. I'm almost facially blind, so like it could be Donald Trump sitting there. I'd be like, nope, no one famous here tonight. The president's right there. I don't recognize anyone.
I just think that'd be like a super easy, cool gig. Like,
okay, well,
because probably the publicist tells you where they are anyway. Not to totally derail what we were talking about, but
I don't know if this is like a part of like I don't know if like I imagine the cameraman might switch off, or it's like the regular guy shooting the game just like pans out for a little bit to find it.
All right, next question.
Sorry, Jay, I derailed.
Declan writes, "Why do you guys live in New York? Was it just a matter of circumstance, like a job, career, or was New York always your first choice? And now that there are Nick's podcast pens, does that mean we can expect Brink pencils in the near future?" I would say pencils make more sense for Brink. I do agree with that. It should be shittier.
Because nobody uses pencils. That's why.
Yeah,
It should be number 3 pencils, where not the number 2 ones you could use for standardized exams. It should be the shittier pencils that only are bad for people.
Yeah.
I am in New York because I was born here and all my family is here. And then I really solidified things. Like I actually went away to school to Atlanta, but I came back basically when I met my wife also, and her family's from here also. Now we're kind of screwed.
What school did you go to in Atlanta?
I went to Emory for law school.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't live in New York. I hate New York, and I tried never to go to New York, so that kills that theory.
Except for
Okay, why do you
30
why do
baseball
you
games a year you go to?
What's that?
Except for the 30 baseball games a year you go to.
I went to, let's see, there was 14 games, and I think I went to 10. So
Okay. But why do you live in Connecticut?
I was born in Connecticut.
So
Why
basically,
do
we
you
all
still-
live in this state we were born in because we're.
My parents fucked
unmentioned.
in Connecticut, and that's where I popped out. And I never.
Yeah. Well, it's a big. I think it's a lot of people end up living like.
I'm the guy that like talks shit about everybody I went to high school with, but I'm the asshole that's like still hasn't left town.
Are you in the same town you grew up in?
No, I'm actually in the next town over. My dad still lives in the town where I grew up in, but like
What a loser! I moved 4 miles away.
I'm in the next town over. I made something out of myself. I'm third man on a podcast.
I don't live in the same town. The town I live in is over there, like right over there. Like
I
you
live
can
in
see
a
it
town
past the
full
tree.
of, I live in a town full of black people, and I'm the third person on a podcast that nobody listens to.
Is that going to be put in the letter you write before you jump off the arch in St. Louis?
Actually, I was thinking about it today, and if I ever am going to kill myself, I think I know how I'm going to do it. Well, I have two.
Well, please tell us.
If I don't do it on this show, I'm gonna do it like I'm gonna go into work at like 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning and just kill myself at my desk and just have myself laying there until Monday and everybody comes in and there I am.
Why don't you kill yourself on the toilet? So
Like, I
people
think that's great. Like I come in, like everybody sees my car and I sit in the back so nobody really will bother me. And then eventually somebody will come over and just be like, "Hey, Bri, how was your weekend?" "Oh, fuck. I think Bri's dead."
Monday morning, it's just Bri with flies all over.
Hey, why is Bri hanging from his desk? I don't understand.
he'd been dead for 6 weeks, but no one noticed.
And conversely, if I was ever going to do like a mass murder, I would probably do the same thing. Like I'd go into work on like a Saturday and just wait and just kill people one at a time as they came in.
Well, please don't say that idea because that's pretty much like the idea of like everyone now.
Yeah.
Not to go back to the first topic.
You know what the problem with terrorism is? Terrorism is so uncreative. Like I could take out New York City like with like 20 people and not even injuring a person or killing a person.
What's uncreative? I have a year to plan renting a van and driving somewhere.
I could cripple New York City with 25 people and without injuring a person or killing a person, without even firing a gun, without a bomb, or without a weapon.
Are you talking
Okay,
about
so-
the EMP or the water supply?
What?
EMP or the water supply? I'm guessing.
No, no. You don't even have to hurt or kill people for terrorism.
Are you trying to add the FBI as listeners of the podcast? Can we move on?
Well, no,
Who cares?
I'm actually
glad,
curious.
I'm glad, Brian. You could sabotage New York City.
No, I'm
Eris writes.
No, no,
Any
no.
city,
no.
any city.
No, I'm
Okay.
actually curious.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
No,
wanna
how
know?
can you cripple a city without hurting anybody?
Okay. Wait, you're
You
gonna.
want to know? I'll tell you.
Okay.
All you got to do is take you probably need like 20 people. Well, probably a little more for New York. All right, everybody gets a car.
Oh, you have 20 people working with you. Okay, you have henchmen.
You get like 20, 25. I mean, probably at max 100. But you get people. Everybody gets a car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
You go synchronize it. You go to every like bridge and tunnel that's surrounding the city. When you get to the toll booth, you just put your car in park, get out, throw your keys, and run. And if you get 5 people at every one of those tolls, it's going to just fucking block the highways for miles.
That's interesting.
It's all you have to do. You don't have to hurt anybody. You don't have to kill anybody. Like I think about this every time I go to a Mets game. If you get 5 people in the tolls on the Whitestone Bridge, that just as soon as they get into where the toll is, just get out of their fucking car and run away. The car's there. Nobody can fucking move anywhere.
But
and you cripple a city. You cripple a city with 20 people in a car without hurting anybody.
Yeah, but you're crippling a city for like 3 hours.
But still.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of doing Bridgegate all over the different bridges.
Mm.
Chris Christie
you
would
could
be
do
proud.
that. I mean, now I understand they're getting rid of some of the toll booths at some of the bridges, but you do that like the tunnels in New York. I mean, you're going to back traffic up for miles, for hours.
Yeah, that actually is.
You're not going to hurt anybody. You're going to drive people fucking crazy, but you're not going to hurt anybody.
So when we leave Long Island, they've gotten rid of the toll. So now it's basically a system. It used to be you have to stop at the toll booths, and even with Easy Pass, like they run, you have to like go slowly through the.
You still have to go through, yeah.
So now they have a system where what screw everything up is that some people don't have their Easy Pass, and you have to like they always make everything slower, and they cause lines. You have to go around those people because they're all fucking morons for not having Easy Pass. But now the system is you go under this thing. It reads your Easy Pass. If you don't have
Or
Easy
your
Pass,
plate.
or your plate, or if you don't have it, they send you a bill in the mail, and everyone goes through at 40 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And it's fucking so much better because I have family like in Jersey and like in Rockland, and like seeing them, I have to always go over this bridge. It just saves me like 15 minutes on every drive now.
Yeah. Well, now they got rid of all that, but before that, like if you did that like 2 months ago, you could just go to like any tunnel in New York with 5 people, get any lane, pull in, shut your car off, and just get out and run. The cops will arrest you, but your fucking car's gonna be there.
So what you're
and if anybody in New York is like me, they go fucking mental when they're in traffic.
So you basically you be playing this for like years. You get your team together. Okay, guys, we're gonna do this. Hey, boss, they got rid of the tolls. Fuck.
Yeah, I know I haven't been planning it, but I mean, it's the easiest solution. Like, not solution, but like every time I'm in traffic going to the Mets game, I'm just like, I say to my dad or whoever I'm with, I'm like, if somebody in front of us just got out of their car and ran off, like everybody in this highway would be fucked because nobody could move.
Okay, Eris writes, what is the most trouble you've ever been? Bri, would this be the time you crippled New York? Did you get in a lot of trouble for that?
Let's see. Biggest trouble I've ever been in. I don't remember. I don't get. I got no. Probably when I got thrown out of the bean pot.
I'm sorry.
It's funny because I was there with Bri, and that's not my number one.
What's
No?
what's the bean pot?
It's a hockey tournament with the 4 colleges in Boston. It's like BCBU.
Harvard and Northeastern.
Yeah.
We got thrown out because we were too drunk. We were just harassing and cursing at people.
That would be like getting kicked out of MSG. Like, we got so drunk, the cops started walking to our section, and Bri just stood up and pointed to us, and we were like, us? And they're like, yeah. And Bri's like, all right, Jay, let's go. We're out of here.
What happened was we I don't know what happened, but like we got there for our game, and then our game ended, and we were in the stands, and it was the next 2 schools playing, and we were just cursing at everybody, and then the cops came out, and I just stood up and I waved, and they were like, "Yep," and I was like, "All right, come on, Jay," and then everybody started clapping when we were leaving.
We were smashed when we got there, but
It was Valentine's Day, and we were blacked out. Yeah, we were blacked out. We drank on the train. We got off the train. We found a bum to ask us where the nearest liquor store was. We went to the liquor store. Jay bought a 40, smuggled it in his pants, spilled it on the girl in front of us at the game. The whole day was just a fucking shit show.
that was so bad. I was staring at my foot saying, don't kick over the 40, don't kick over the 40, and then I just kicked the 40 right into her ass. So
That was awesome.
that was so bad.
Eris writes, kind of a Knicks question, but how would you feel right now if watching Porzingis put up these numbers from another team, for another team, if Phil Jackson did actually trade him? That is a Knicks question. If Phil Jackson actually traded him and KP was doing this, I feel like I don't think I could watch basketball anymore if that was happening.
Yeah, I'd probably have to quit the podcast.
Jason writes, read all, please. Bitcoin is at $7,201. What the fuck, bro? It was at 5,000 last spring podcast, remember? If you bought just 2, you made $4,000 in less than a month.
Yeah, Bitcoin
Update.
went up.
I wrote this comment on Monday. It is now Wednesday, 2 a.m., and Bitcoin increased $221. It's now Wednesday, 1:13 p.m. Bitcoin is at $7,739. Dude, that almost is $300 in less than 8 hours. Jay, you made a killing. Now it's Thursday. By the way, Jay accidentally sold all his Bitcoin, so he's not making a killing. It's now Thursday, and Bitcoin is $7,100. Still decent as weeks go. It was 5,000 and topped yesterday at 7,800. Wow, people made a good chunk of change in those 2 weeks. Jay, if you invested, you made more than $2,000. You needed.
It's
Yeah.
7,200 now.
Yeah, but Jay, you sold it all and bought Ripple.
Yeah,
Magic beans.
I bought like 5 different things, yeah.
Bitcoin is the one that's really been taking off. Liam writes, only asking since my two question is long. Mark, have you invested in any crypto? What are your temptations towards it? I just can't stop thinking of how 6 years ago I had a friend tell me about Bitcoin, and though he thought he was stupid and they were scamming him, he lives in Paris now, and through his Facebook pictures has an amazing life. Just $500 of Bitcoin priced at $1 6 years ago is $2.5 million. That's just insane to me. And like you said, eventually there will only be only a top 5 or less of these cryptos that you'll be worth a fortune. And wow, Bitcoin really jumped in price. $7,400 already, November 8th, 2017. Huge increase from just weeks ago. I think everyone's pretty impressed with your spotting this, Jay.
I think our new show should be the cryptocurrency podcast.
Liam also writes, Jason, I want to gamble around $600 on Ripple, an open trading network currency. It's cheap enough, and I think it has a high upside. Since it has been, it's been 3 months I've been monitoring it, and it has decent climbs. Can you please tell me what I need, like the exact equipment or things I need to make this as smooth as safely as possible?
It's like the stocks. You can do stop losses. So,
So you go to what's the site called? Bit what? or Coinbase.
Yeah.
Coin.
You
And you just link your bank account to it.
yeah, and then you trade everything on Bittrex, which is kind of like the stock market for crypto.
Jaime writes, so guys, I haven't wrote something on either podcast, so here's my question. If you could move anywhere and have a new job that pays well, but it can't be on the East Coast, where would you go? So anywhere US or anywhere in the world? My stepbrother's out in Seattle. I guess I'd move to Seattle. That wouldn't be a bad place to live.
I could deal with the West, anywhere from like Arizona or Vegas towards California.
I mean,
And I'm so ready for a new job that this scenario would fit me fine.
Are you looking for a new job?
I'm ready to quit my job. I don't know. I guess so. I guess that means I'm looking for a new job.
Yeah,
But I have no like skills, and I have no marketability, and I have no networking skills, so I will never be able to find another job. But I'm like one bad hour away from just walking out from my job.
I don't really have skills either. I should have acquired them. Jay, do you have skills? I guess Jay is trying to acquire them through the CPA, right?
Yeah, but I still feel like I don't have any discernible skill. Like I have skills that are good for nothing. Like I'm insanely good at like remembering music and like telling you what band it is, and like, but there's, what am I going to be, a music historian? I don't know.
This is like, put us in the 1800s. We have no like. That's what I'm saying. I would have nothing to add. They'd be like, "Well, you're sent here from the future. You know a lot." Yeah, not as much as you think.
Yeah,
What's
like
the
it
future?
starts getting cold out. I'm like, well, I guess we're freezing to death. I don't know how to start a fire.
We can call people on an iPhone. What's an iPhone? I don't really even know what's an iPhone. It's like a phone you carry in your pocket. How does it work? I don't fucking know. Jaime writes, where'd you guys live? So you go to the West Coast. Jay, where'd you go? Philly? But it's the East Coast still. Where'd you go?
Is Philly really the coast?
Well, it's East. It's. I feel like it's still the East.
It's in the Northeast corridor. It's in the what's it called? Corridor. The Amtrak Acela corridor.
Yeah,
So you have to get out of there.
I would move, somewhere in the middle. Like, you could get such a huge house for like $100,000. Like,
Where would you go?
well, it wouldn't be. It couldn't be too hot, so that narrows it down to like, I don't know, Indiana, Tennessee.
You should go to North Dakota. I bet you can get good value there.
That's too cold though.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
But
very.
everyone's afraid of cold. Cold's better than hot.
It is, but I don't want it like that cold.
I'm gonna go with hot being better than cold, but
No, hot. Cold is better than hot because if you're cold, you put shit on. If you're hot, you take shit off. When you get down to nothing and you're still hot, you're fucked.
Yeah, like
I
last
think-
night, I have I'm on the first floor and I have shitty radiators in my apartment. So when it gets cold, the radiator blasts, and even though the knob's turned off, there's nothing I could do. So last night it got hot. Windows are open, fan is blowing on me. I'm in a tank top and boxers, no sheets, and I'm so hot I can't sleep. Like if I
I'm
was
fat
cold-
and I'm hairy, and it can't get cold enough for me.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like 15 tonight. I'm ready to open my windows.
Yeah.
okay. Jaime writes another one. What are some of the talents or things people don't know about you? I slay ants in my spare time.
Some things that people don't know about me.
Yeah, I guess what would the people on the podcast listeners, what do they not know about you? What's your big what reveal would you like to give us?
Does anybody else have something? I think.
I surprisingly give really good advice.
Okay. So let's say you had a friend who was not doing well on their CPA exams. How would you advise them?
Stop spending your nights doing
Well,
podcasts and
that's an
actually
impossible scenario for me to imagine.
Okay. Give us an example, Bri, of you giving advice.
I'm trying to think of some other good traits that I have that people would know about me, or facts about me that I don't know. I've never smoked pot. People don't believe me, but I've never smoked pot.
My wife hasn't either, which
I'm terrified of getting a massage. I don't like getting massages. I don't like being touched.
What if you were getting a massage while you were going to the bathroom with your shirt off?
Well, like when people massage me, like I don't find it comforting. I find it like painful. Like it feels like it hurts. But one of the reasons I would never get like a real massage is because I can never relax because I'm always afraid that if I relax, then I'll start farting during a massage, and I don't want any part of that. So.
Just okay, sir. Just let the farts out. We don't mind.
Like if I start getting really relaxed, I'm just like deathly afraid of like farting. And like if I was getting a massage, I would just be so like conscientious of that I would just be like, this isn't doing anything for me.
But like you like when your girlfriend touches you, do you like start farting immediately?
No, like, but I don't like the act of like when people like
Buddy,
like if I'm laying there and like someone tries to like like give me like a shoulder rub or like a back like and like squeeze like to me that hurts. Like it doesn't feel comforting to me.
honey, you understand? Like before we have sex, you have to hold me while I get all my farts out. Just that's what I do. I don't think they're that comfortable. They're kind of a weird like.
I don't like the feeling. Like I don't like that like squeezing like it just like bothers me. Like it doesn't like it hurts.
Jaime writes, and finally, I'm going to use my last question to plug the best Knicks podcast called the New York Knicks Podcast, where they talk about news on how great KP is and how Noah's contract is crap. Also, I want to be on the New York Knicks podcast.
Is that the anti-Tommy D podcast?
Jaime, we would love to have you for our 10 minutes with a diehard Knicks fan. Just send us a message outside of this email, this question thread. Just send us a message, email us, and we can schedule you for the show.
Who's the guy that was supposed to meet at Mohegan Sun? I thought somebody wanted to meet me up there.
I don't remember that. Jay?
I don't know.
Oh.
Paul writes, have you ever seen a ghost? I know Bri has, right?
No, well, I'm actually supposed to see the medium tomorrow, so.
When the hell is she coming on the show? Like, what the hell?
I'm gonna talk to her about that tomorrow. She's supposed to come over tomorrow, so.
That's all I want is her on the show.
I know.
Jay, you ever seen a ghost?
I've never seen a ghost.
I don't think so, no.
Paul writes, so my son got this book about the White House. It was like this book about like explaining all like the history of the White House, this little kid book. And one of the pages is about all the stuff about ghosts in the White House. And he's like, Daddy, I thought ghosts weren't real. And I'm like, they're not. I don't know why this goddamn book is talking about ghosts. I'm like, great, this kid's book is not going to make my son like scared of Abraham Lincoln. Apparently, Lincoln's ghost supposedly haunts the house. Paul writes, what's your favorite time of year? Can be sports related or not. Thanksgiving I like a lot.
I'm a winter guy.
Really? You don't like the sun, the heat, and you like the winter?
Yeah. I just said that. I'm too fat and hairy. I don't like the heat.
I like the summer much better. I don't know. The winter, it's getting so cold already. It's much more painful to be outside when it's freezing than it is when it's hot.
I don't like either. I like spring and fall.
I hate fall. I'll take spring over fall. I'll take like November.
I was just
gonna
say everyone likes spring and fall, but apparently they don't. How do you not like fall?
I hate fall because.
What about fall do you hate? It's nice weather.
This is why I hate fall. You wake up in the morning and it's like 30 degrees and you're like, fuck, it's cold. And then you go out for lunch and it's like 60 and you're like, oh, fuck, it's hot. Then you get out of work again and it's dark and it's like 40 and you're like, what the fuck? Now it's cold again. At least in the spring it's the same bullshit, but it's cold, so you're like excited that it's warm.
Wow.
Like, you follow me? Like, it's the same temperature.
We do. We follow. We get
but,
it. Yeah.
But you go from you go from summer where it's like 100, and you're like, oh no, it's cold because it's 50 degrees. Yeah, it's not cold. But then then you go from like 0 to 50, and you're like, well, it's warm, so it's a little nicer. But
so people at
plus,
work.
I hate doing the leaves in the fall, and I hate that it gets dark early in the fall.
So people like someone at work is like, oh, is it nice? It was so cold this morning, but it's nice and 60-degree day now. And you're like, it fucking sucks. If it's 30 in the morning, it should be 30 now.
Pretty much. Like, I like consistent. Like, if I get up and it's 5 degrees, then it should be 5 degrees all day. And that's fine with me.
Wait, it goes from dark to light. Just pick one, God.
I would love the Earth like to switch the rotation someday, and like December, like have the winter be like the long month with the sunlight, and then summer be short.
You could do that if you go to South America.
Really?
Well, it's the opposite.
Oh, look at South America.
Yeah, they have like when it's winter here, it's summer there.
Mm.
Paul writes, "Will there be World War III in the future?"
I hope so.
Say,
And I'm on North Korea's side. I'll tell you right now. I'm not gonna like harbor any other soldiers, but like I'll secretly be like they better fucking win.
John from Random Ass Radio writes, when are you doing another one of those Brink of Ass episodes?
Whenever Jay has a test coming up and he doesn't want it, he bitches out on the show.
Jay, when are we doing another Brink of Ass?
Soon.
Okay. John writes, what's your take
probably January 3rd.
What's your take on a glory hole?
I think they're weird.
What's there to take about it?
Well, it's.
Do you think?
I don't know. I just find it weird.
What's weird about it, Jay? All I'm asking you to do is stick it through the glory hole so I can so we don't have to look at each other.
Either end of that is just strange.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Bri,
I've never thought about it long enough to have an opinion on it.
Are you like, hey, so guys, I was thinking about starting a glory hole here at work. Just for it would add to the work, the office morale.
No, that never came up.
That would be one of the greatest things ever if you could start a glory hole. If you just volunteer in a team meeting, you're just like, I'm thinking we should start a glory hole here. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Well, I mean, in the bathroom, I want to make a hole where some people on the team could stick their dick through, and other members of the team could like anonymously blow them. You're volunteering this at the meeting in front of all your coworkers? Yeah,
After watching the review episode of A Glory Hole, I don't think I would ever want one at my work.
That's a funny show.
It was a funny show. That was great.
John writes, have you I like when he was like on that well, I'm not gonna talk about the show though. It's a good show on Comedy Central where he reviews life. John writes, and
it's over now, so
John writes, you have to eliminate all but one. Which survives? Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, or curling?
Hockey survives.
You choose hockey of all the others?
Yeah. Well, I don't like basketball.
Well, why do you want to come on our Knicks podcast then?
Well, because I like to be the anti-basketball voice on the show.
Okay.
Curling, I'm not from Canada, so I don't give a shit about that. Football's going to be gone. Football is so annoying, and it's going to be gone in 5 years. And then I'm a Mets fan, so I don't give a shit about baseball.
It's between the Mets and it's really between the Mets and the Knicks. The Knicks are a little more fun to watch right now, but either way, it's pretty bad. I don't know. It's a tough choice. I feel like I have to go with the baseball. I have to go with baseball surviving, but I don't know. It's tough. What do you do, Jay? Basketball, right, Jay?
It's the only sport I follow.
Jay's never heard of the other sports.
Rosero writes, what are Trump's chances of him getting reelected?
Pretty good. 60.
Probably better than you think.
Yeah, I'd say 60%.
I think that. Yeah.
If he's not in jail, then probably pretty good.
I mean, most presidents get the second term. It's pretty hard to be an incumbent. Rosero writes, how do you guys think Trump has been doing thus far? Please don't try to be trendy and say he sucks like everyone else. Okay, apparently I want to be trendy.
Trump has done... I thought Trump would just sort of be Obama without the obstruction. Like, I just thought he wouldn't do anything. So I guess he's done worse than I thought based on that.
He's 100% worse than I thought he'd be.
Like, I thought he was all talk in the campaign, and like when he got in office, he would just be like just, and then whatever he wanted to do, nobody would go along with it.
I'm legitimately worried about what the shit he's gonna do. Yeah.
Jay, are you still there? Or did you go to sleep?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he's actually done slightly better than I thought he would do.
What the hell did you expect?
just
Like,
the way.
how is he better? Like,
Because I thought he would like put through a lot of his shitty ideas, where a lot of them just haven't happened yet.
like what?
Like there's so far he hasn't spent billions on the wall. He hasn't.
Just trying, but yeah.
Right. He
It's true.
hasn't. He hasn't gotten through a shitty health plan. He hasn't gotten through a shitty tax plan. Like
That's coming. What do you think of the tax
He's
plan?
trying.
he's trying,
He-
but none of it's happened yet. That's why I'm saying better than I think.
The tax thing
The
might
problem
actually
with Trump
happen.
is, it might.
I think it's going to. Like they're all. They only need Republican votes, and all Republicans agree corporations need all the help they can get.
Right.
Like, you don't think it's going to pass?
We are
Corporations need help so they can write checks for their campaigns. That's all.
You know what's weird? It's like Trump will spend one tweet saying, "The stock market's at all-time record high. The economy's doing amazing since I've been in office." The following tweet is, "We need tax. We need to cut taxes, or else our economy is going to be destroyed."
Yeah.
Guys, we are out of
He's
time.
all. I mean, he's only in. What nobody realizes is, and I admit I didn't realize this until recently, but he's only in there so that he can make fucking money for himself. I mean, all he does, he's in South Korea and he's talking about his golf course in New Jersey, how they held the Women's U.S. Open. I mean, that's all he's there for. He's only there to make himself more money.
I think Jay's going to say we're out of time. Is that what you're going to say, Jay?
Yeah, we're out of time.
Here we have. Well, here Brian and I can answer these last couple questions because you don't have to talk, Jay. Rosera writes, "How do you guys think Trump is? Sorry, did Jay buy Nick's pen because he tough? It was a new crypto. He thought it was a new crypto coin. Brian, do you think Jay thought New York Knicks podcast pens were a version of crypto?
I don't think so.
Jason writes, "What is the worst thing a woman has ever said to you, Brian?"
You have a small dick,
That's
which is
pretty
true, but it still hurts.
bad.
Was that one for me?
Hey, before we go, can we take a bet on who we think is going to be the next person to go down in this sexual harassment thing?
You mean one of us?
No. I mean, maybe me. I don't know, but we should open it up to the crowd, the listeners, to try to predict who the next big one's going to be.
Hang on. Before you do, let me just read the question is,
Okay.
there's nothing to answer. Ralph writes, when can you record more Knicks? Ralph, we may record more Knicks. Jason writes, I see Jason Crypto has reached a stalemate. At the same time, either has something about stalemate. Something about crypto. Okay. So who are you gonna bet is gonna be the next person in Hollywood or in public life to go down?
Yeah.
For sexual harassment.
Is it too late for Brian Singer?
Who?
There's buzz about Singer. I'm not sure if that counts. Yet.
I think we have to go with someone we don't have any buzz about.
Okay.
Yeah. Who are you talking about? Brian Singer? Who's that?
X-Men director.
Oh, okay. Let's pick someone that hasn't. There's no news about. Each of us get one person. There's no news at all about them, and winner gets all rights, all royalties from Brunchaholics going forward.
Winner gets all the pens.
Yeah. Who should I pick? Tim Allen.
Who is the guy from Gladiator?
Russell
No.
Crowe.
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Okay.
That's a good guess, Jay. That's a good guess. How about Jamie Foxx?
Okay.
All right.
He seems kind of brash.
Okay. So, write in and let us know which of these three you think. should
So we
expose
will
the-
be getting a cease and desist from all the attorneys for Russell Crowe, Jamie Foxx, and whoever Mark picked.
Tim Allen, the
Tim
home
Allen,
improvement
yeah.
guy.
Oh yeah.
I think he's of the three of them was most likely to have exposed his dick to a woman unwanted. I'm basing that on years of studying home improvement.
Fair enough.
All right. So thank you for listening, everybody. Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter. The Brink of Sanity on. Is that our Instagram? Yeah.
Do you want to be 10 minutes with a diehard Brink fan? If you want to come on the Brink Show and talk with us, you can do a 10-minute segment like we're doing on a Nick show. Why the hell not?
The Brink of Sanity on Instagram. Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter. The Brink of Sanity gmail.com is our email.
We've had this bit on our Nick's podcast where we're letting fans come on, and we're getting a lot of demand. A lot of people want to come on the show.
We're booked until January 13th.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks for listening. Oh, God, fucking cat. Okay. That's
What'd you say?
My cat just knocked over my microphone. Now I'm pissed off.
Oh.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. Go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Everybody.
All right.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Everybody.
Everybody. Goodbye.
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 So long. You still here? Go away.
Get out.
What happened to Steven? Why is he not like our show anymore?
Because he was never real.
Does